Meona venye a family right now yani inaomboleza vifo vya so many family members who perished. Kariandusi.
The 2 children that were in hospital wamesakam. So the number has gone up.
Definitely, yeah, in a rise.
It irritates when we keep talking about such instances on this docket over and over and over, and we lament how we have cheapened life.
Yeah.
That a family can lose 7, 8 people, and life goes on as normal, and nothing happens.
Yeah.
There are no heads rolling. The CS interior is transport is still in the office, and nothing seems to be happening.
Yeah.
And we have cheapened life such that any maisha yanaendelea tu is only that family that is mourning. They are just numbers.
Yeah.
When Hamilton is mourning his dog dying, and the whole of Europe mourning Bosco dying.
Yeah.
Sisi hapa tuko tu. That's just how cheap we have made our lives to be.
Yeah.
And I just hope that at NTSA too, something must happen such that we take the lives of Kenyans seriously.
It is a business of saying since the year began to this point, we've lost about 3,300 and something Kenyans on the road.
Yeah.
It saddens that it is about statistics. But as well, even as we call on the government to do their part, as road users, I think there's a point where we also have to come in and just ensure that we care about ourselves while on the roads, that we try and minimize, reduce these accidents that we are witnessing every other time.
Yeah.
So my call would be to road users, wewe unayetembea kwa mguu, those that are motorists, and any other person using our roads, let us just be careful, because those are too many lives to lose.
I think there's nothing really that can be said to condole such a family. We can only put them in prayers. I mean, you try to put together English words, they don't. You try putting together Bukusu words, Luya words, Kisii words, Masai words to condole such a family, you can't. Nothing we shall ever say would come any close to consoling such family. So the only thing we can do is put them in our prayers. And if there's anything that Kenyans can do to help that family, to lay them to rest, because those are 16, what do you call them? They are 16 jenezas they have to buy.
Yeah.
That's a serious level of matanga planning. I think the same way young people went to Othaya to support Kaluma is the same way as Kenyans we could come together and just go to this home and, carry something and ask them for the pay bill and send something and put them in prayers. That's what you can do. But as for accidents, part of the reason why some of these accidents are happening in the places they're happening is because noble things like SGR that were started were politicized. The SGR today is moving more than 3,000 people a day safely from Nairobi to Mombasa and back very many times. What do we do to ensure that this train, for example, gets to Kisumu, gets to Malaba? This is probably a family that would have been on that train. So let us not heavily rely on the roads. And by the way, since SGR came, the number of Kenyans who used to die on that Mombasa-Nairobi highway reduced. I have rolled in a bus. In 2017, I rolled in a Dreamline bus, and it killed people. And today I see a bus, I point. I can either walk to Mombasa, ride a bicycle, or fly or take a train, but I can't board a bus because of the trauma of what I went through. So the road is not a very happy place to be. And what we need to do is to stop making noise about many things and start investing in safe public transport so that Kenyans have the option of not being on the road if they could be.
Yeah.
I think that's a more long-term solution to the problem of road accidents as opposed to erecting bumps, sijui NTSA, sijui painting the road, sijui fixing a pothole here and there. That we should do. But let's think of how do we move 2,000 people in the night to Kisumu safely. It can only be the train.
Tuangalie mambo ya kisiasa. Na nasikia venye Uhuru amereturn, Gachagua has been shaken a little bit maeneo ya Mount Kenya. It's like they are saying he's going to lose the grip of the mountain because of Uhuru's active return kwa mambo ya siasa.
I listened to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and I saw what he said and how he said it. Now, when you remember, there was a bishop who was being made bishop in Embu
A while back, yeah.
a while back. Gachagua had just been impeached. He was actually walking in Matope and people were laughing at him. But he attended and Uhuru was there. And the people of Mount Kenya cried to Uhuru. You know, mwananchi hana njia ya kufikia Uhuru. So they were shouting at him from where they were, saying, Uhuru, we are sorry. Uhuru, show us the way. Uhuru, we shall follow you. The people of Mount Kenya were yearning for Uhuru. Literally, if he had told them to climb a tree,
They would have
climbed the tree. Now, what did Uhuru do? He kept quiet. He ignored the people who were speaking to him. And we like him, we love him, he's our leader. So when he ignored them, he went quiet. After 2-3 months, we saw him shaking hands with William Ruto at Ishaweri. And then we saw some of his close men join government, Akina Lee Kenyanjui and a few others. They joined government and became government ministers. So the people of Mount Kenya really sank. Our hearts were disillusioned. We were like, is he saying that this is the direction he's taking us to? Because he never talked to us. After that, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta left this country and he went abroad for a very long time. And all we used to hear is he's in the US. There were speculations that he was unwell. There are speculations that those were speculations. But whatever the situation is, he was reliably not there for us. So in that pursuit of a direction for our people, the people went to Amonyoro. In fact, he had retired. When Rigiji was impeached, he was staying at home. He was not leaving home. But people started going to him and they started speaking to him and they started encouraging him and they started telling him, please come out. And he was saying, but I'm impeached. They encouraged him thoroughly and they told him, come out, come and speak to people, come and give people a direction. And he started. And what happened? People started following Rigiji. They went to the point of even a party is created, Uhuru is still quiet. The party is marketed around the country, Uhuru is still quiet. Now, when people have moved their hearts and minds and everything towards DCP, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta comes in Jubilee. But we are not having a problem with him resurrecting Jubilee. What we are having a problem with as the people of Mount Kenya is when he says that he's still within the Azimio coalition. Because as far as we are concerned, right now Azimio is in government. So is Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta telling us that he's in government? Is he telling us that he and the people who they are supporting within Jubilee, including Matiang'i, are in government? I think they need to retract that statement of saying that they are in Azimio. Because as far as we are concerned, Azimio is in government. Na kama wako kwa gava, sisi tutaambia kitu moja tu, wa declare. Because we want to work with Uhuru. That needs to be very clear. But if he doesn't want to work with us, kama atakuwa pande ya serikali atuambie, tuwaweke kwa bando wagon moja, tuanze kulima yote pamoja.
I know ODM is in government. But I do not know about Azimio. Because if you said Azimio, then you'd be implicating the likes of Kina Kalonzo, who have announced Eugene.
But Kalonzo left Azimio.
No,
Martha Karua left Azimio.
The process has never been concluded.
Their hearts are not there, and they made it very clear.
Exactly.
The hearts, but legally speaking.
I'm reading Uhuru's move as one that wants to take advantage of what Azimio is left. Not necessarily because it is in government, but he wants to take advantage of what Azimio is, what is left of Azimio. In this sense, kwamba, in the near future, he is seeing a possibility of having friends that would want a coalition party to work towards 2027. Instead of forming a new one, he would say, Jubilee is already in Azimio. Let us just organize on how you other friends that want to join this coalition party join Azimio, and then we move forward.
You know, when I tell Fanyamambo on this show over and over that two-term is a reality that can happen anytime, I think now he appreciates my sentiments. When I said that the first time, he said I've been bought because I stay close with politicians in parliament.
Melambishwa.
But the truth is that there is a lot of infighting in opposition, and Igunza, each party is formed to take power. So each party exists to ascend to power. So Jubilee wants to take power. DCP wants to take power. For the Kenya, with the 5-7 MPs wants to take power. Amani is died. But each and every party wants to take power. And so all these undertones are just to wrestle.
From ODM.
Even ODM wants to take power. They are saying they are in power. They have power right now.
ODM wants to share power.
Baba is a president, but he doesn't want responsibility of being a president.
Yeah, it's called power without responsibility.
Yes, but they are in government right now. And they are saying even 2027, they are going to make sure that they form the next government. Whoever they form it with, we still don't know whether it's Ruto or Uhuru or Rigiji. They are still doing, Baba alisema, who says hatutakuwa kwa ballot in 2027.
Obuya, the return of former President Uhuru Kenyatta kwa siasa ya Mlima. What does it mean? And what are the plans?
I doubt if President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to have a lot of impact in Mount Kenya politics. I really have my doubts. He has the money to do campaigns and everything. But, President Uhuru was here in 2022 when he was the president. And he had a little or no impact in Mount Kenya politics. And so it will be very hard for him to have a bigger impact when he is out of office, more than what he had when he was in office. And so he might eat into a little of Gachagwa's basket, but I doubt if he's going to have a very huge impact in Mount Kenya politics. And so even people he's working with, I doubt if Kioni, my friend, has any impact in Mount Kenya politics. I doubt if the former MP wa Nairobi anataka Kameko ama nani?
Gujiri
Wambugu. I doubt if he has any impact in Mount Kenya politics. And so he might excite a few people here and there because of, the name Uhuru Kenyatta. He's a king. He's been a prince for a long time. He became a king, and now he's retired. And knowing the persona of Uhuru Kenyatta is not the persona of William Ruto, the persona of Raela Odinga, who will go out there and start campaigning. Uhuru is a laid-back kind of a politician, and that's not what Mount Kenya needs wants for now. And with regard his personality, I doubt if Uhuru is going to manage to wrestle that mountain from him. But they say a day in politics is way too long.
Yeah.
But Igunza, this just paints the picture that will be in opposition come 2027.
Okay.
It's going to be very chaotic. Even in Western, if Malala says, I can't withdraw my candidate for Malava. Malala is refusing. He can. He says he wants to show Rigiji that even in Western, there are supporters of DCP. And, party Ujuri Nasema, this is our area. They want to flag one person. So it's going to be very chaotic in opposition. And that is the loophole that President William Ruto might just
use to actually get the second term.
I thought we as the people of Mount Kenya wanted to work together. What was so hard in the leaders of Mount Kenya sitting down and just saying, this is the direction we want to go, instead of all this chest thumping that we are seeing? That is why for us, we don't read a desire to unite the mountain. We read a desire to scatter the mountain. I never used to like Rigiji, and I told you that many times before. But before he started his campaign, one of the first things he did, he tried reaching out to Uhuru Kenyatta. That did not work. He tried reaching out to Mother Karua. Who would have thought that Mother Karua and Rigiji would work together? And I was at Mother Karua's home when we received Rigiji. And they decided, you know what, we are going to work together. We are going to do this together. So I think it would have been easier for Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Rigiji to sit down and just agree on how best they are going to take care of the interests of the people. But that's not happening. But the true test is this. And I want us to, this thing that you're calling an NDC was not even something close to an NDC. How many members of parliament elected on Jubilee ticket were there? How many members of parliament and MCAs and nominated were sitting at that thing that you call an NDC? Number two, the people, you see, when you're interested in reviving a party, there are so many people who vied on Jubilee ticket. Maybe they came in second or third, or where are they? Why were they not invited? Number three, the list of those people who attended were actually mobilized people. We are trying to look at, how many people are party members. Mtu anakuja anaingia kwa gate anasema mimi ni party member number this, and this is my party membership card. It was a mobilization of people who are still trying to claim for their money mpaka sasa nasikia hawajalipwa to come and make the party look like it's popular, which is sad. Jubilee had people who loved it to the core. Jubilee had people who wanted to be part of it to the core. But they threw us out. They were not good to us. They were unkind to us. They ran the party in a sham way, and it led so many people to leave Jubilee. So we are not fighting Jubilee. If anything, we would love to work with Jubilee. It's the best thing to do. Work together for good results. But Jubilee is fighting us. But also, there are people who are saying that Rigiji refused to mention the name of Matiang'i. But look at it this way. Matiang'i is this person who everybody has been reaching out to, but he's not reaching out to everybody. And when you have a friend, you're the one who is constantly looking for them and they're not looking for you. This is where we have a problem. To the point that the people within the united opposition, look, tumeona watu wakienda kwa Monyoro, right?
Yeah.
Tumeona watu wakienda kwa Kalonzo. Tumeenda kwa Martha Karua, mimi mwenyewe nimeenda. Eugene Wanyimalwa has invited people to his home, which means they are trying to build friendship.
But Matiang'i,
nani anajua kwa Matiang'i? No, Kenyai nani anajua kwa Matiang'i? You see, now that's the problem we have. He's excluding himself from people. People are saying we are fighting Matiang'i. We are not fighting Matiang'i. Matiang'i is refusing to work with people. And why we are saying that is... So he's not... If Matiang'i was listening to Kenyans, then it would have been good. The problem with Matiang'i, he's kept to himself. And then the people he's associating with. Kaa sasa unakuta kuna Gojiri Wabogo, who constantly beats up everybody else. He's insulting Kalonzo, he's insulting Rigiji, he's insulting Eugene Wamalwa, and then that is the person Matiang'i wants to work with. So how shall we in the united opposition feel? Like now wewe ukuje utafute yule mtu nilima sana, useme huyo ndio mnafanya na yeye kazi. How will I trust you? So we are not fighting Matiang'i. Matiang'i is fighting himself. He's refusing to work with the rest of the people.
I think he's taking a business approach.
Himself.
It's an economic approach because when something is scarce, the value goes up. ODM said the other day that they're not ruling out the possibility of fielding a candidate come 2027. Now we have Jubilee, which actually passed a resolution to allow non-members to actually vie on the party ticket, right? And we know who's being fronted, right? And then we do have in between them, this is the division in opposition. Everyone almost wants to field a candidate. And then we do have the sitting president who wants to run for the second term. Don't you think it's going to be like a smooth sail for the current president?
There's one thing, because to express two term is a hard task. It's an uphill task for President William Ruto.
Yeah.
Right now, he would rather pray for a runoff seriously. And a runoff will only happen if the opposition keeps to what they are doing right now. But I am seeing some cleverness in what Uhuru is trying to say. First of all, Fanyamambo, when he was making his submissions, he said Uhuru decided to keep quiet. When DCP was being formed, he kept quiet. When people were saying, talk to us, he kept quiet. I think it is also a rule in the 48 rules of
power.
Yes. Wakati mwingine you make yourself scarce. You do not allow people to predict what you have up your sleeve, And I'm imagining that was what he was doing. Now is the right time for him to speak. That aside, Uhuru has said they are still in Azimio. Me, I'm seeing that as a calculated move. You see, we have all these parties that are calling themselves opposition. All these parties that have the one agenda of making Ruto
a one-term president.
But how are they? Okay, they will sit down, they will agree, and they will want to work together. What is this commitment? What is this house that will make them committed to that cause without deviating. You know, Azimio managed that for the then opposition in the previous election. And I am seeing Uhuru Kenyatta seeing a possibility of needing such an arrangement for all of these people that are saying William Ruto must be a one-term. He's saying we are in Azimio. I am seeing the possibility of now one man, Raela Odinga, getting back into the fold of opposition through this Azimio thing that Uhuru Kenyatta does not want to let go, and offering an opportunity for everyone else to see anyone in that vehicle as a good person. And that is how Raela Odinga will be sanctified. That is how Raela Odinga will be cleansed of all this mud that has been smeared on him. Yeah. I am seeing that possibility. I do not believe Uhuru Kenyatta and Raela Odinga have parted ways because he's in the broad-based government. They are scheming of a way ya kumtoa kwa hii broad-based and still appeal. But not necessarily kwamba they will want to make him the face of Azimio. And that is where Matiang'i comes in. Come back. The few people that are still with you, Raela Odinga, if you brought them... Yes, the few people that are left. I agree. There are few.
Yeah.
But they will make a difference. If he told them, he has never announced the exit in Azimio. In fact, same to, just like Uhuru Kenyatta, Raela Odinga is still firmly in Azimio. That is the one script that I see clearly. Kwamba, this Azimio is the one house that is going to cleanse anyone that had taken the broad-based route and requires to come back and look like they can work for Kenyans and do this.
Gunza Jubilee died when Ruto was sworn in. Jubilee is no longer, but it died. We forget about it because they had a few MPs. They all decamped to William Ruto's party, UDA. Azimio died as soon as ODM signed that agreement with the UDA. Azimio died there completely. You can't revive it. Hiyo inazikwa. Ni kama code venye ilikufa. Ni kama ile nyingine ilikuwa inaitwa before code. NASA ilikufa. It is dead. You can't revive that thing. Azimio died the moment ODM SG signed that thing to join government. It died. And so it will be very difficult. Hata sidhani kama inaweza breathing machine. It's
kwa life support.
Hata kwa life support haiko. Just there in the name, because they never hold meetings, they never do nothing. So and Jubilee, like I said, it's you know, we have seen this script before. What happened to TNA? It died in 2017, and when 2013 we had TNA and URP. They died in 2017. 2017 they formed the Jubilee. Jubilee died in 2022. 2022 now they formed the UDA. UDA, if it survives 2027, it will not be there. It's only that ODM has been surviving because they have not had that chance to gain presidency. If and when they do, I also predict that ODM is going to face the same script that we have seen with these parties that have been holding election. We saw PNU. PNU was here. They won elections with the President Mwai Kibaki. It died. And so we have seen this pattern of parties being formed for a certain
period of time.
It achieves what it needed to achieve, it dies. And so, however much Uhuru tries to revive Jubilee, if he gets many MPs in the mountain, they won't be more than 6-7. If he gets many MPs, and he's not going to get any MP anywhere apart from Mount Kenya region. And
and maybe Gusii.
I shudder why people give so much credence to Matiang'i. I don't know. What does he do? Where does he campaign? What does he stand for? You know, Matiang'i to me is...
Matiang'i streamline education, akakuja akakaba mikora wa terrorism akiwa interior.
Kama mtu ya mkono alikuwa anaambiwa fanya hivi. You know, the thing with Matiang'i is that every time he's mentioned, kinafanya mambo gets jitters, and I wonder why.
He's a bulldozer.
How? Who has he bulldozed? You know, Matiang'i has not campaigned anywhere. He went to Meru once. He has never been. He has never been to West. He has never been to. You know, the only thing that is giving Matiang'i credence is that he is being seen as a Uhuru project. And that Uhuru project, and I'm telling you, Uhuru will not wrestle power from Rigiji in the mountain right now. He can't.
Wallahi.
He can't.
Ukisema hivyo fanya mambo ana smile sana.
Because you know, I've told you the persona of Uhuru Kenyatta's politics. It's not confrontational, where he will go out and, you know, Rigiji speaks and he speaks.
No.
He won't do that.
He's a tactician.
And if President Ruto managed to wrestle the mountain from Uhuru Kenyatta when he was a president, who tells you Uhuru Kenyatta will wrestle that support from William Ruto, for example, when he is out of power? It will be very difficult. For now, to me, as I speak today, I predict that the mountain is going to still remain with Rigathi Gachagua. And I predict that Jubilee is dead. And I predict that Matiang'i will be a non-starter in the next general election.
Good stuff.
It's very simple. Come with a green ticket ya DCP, place it on the table, and come with a red ticket ya Jubilee, place it on the table. Place very many and tell any aspirant coming, kama unataka MCA, MP, just pick one. And the results are right there for you. It is that simple. I mean, there will be no scuffle for Jubilee tickets. People will not kill themselves trying to get a Jubilee ticket. So let's not worry about it. I usually tell people, mimi nilisimama na Jubilee.
Yeah.
Na nilikuwa napenda Jubilee na nisimama Waithaka. Wale watu walikataa Jubilee si bado wako huko. Kwani wamehama. So wale watu walikataa Jubilee si ndio nitakuta nikienda kusimama na Jubilee wataniambia tulikataa hii chama. So I don't want to waste my energy on that one. But you heard the president was speaking about unga. Na si ya kupika.
Alizungumza akiwa UN General Assembly.
You know, he gave a very eloquent speech about nothing. Complete nothing. One of the first things he wasted a lot of energy on was Haiti. I am one of those persons whose names appears on the court records as having taken the president to court about our young people going to Haiti. And the court pronounced itself on Haiti. And against this court order, they put our young men in a plane and took them to Haiti. Now they are complaining to the whole world. Oh, Haiti this, oh, Haiti that. Who sent you there? Who told you to take our young people there? We even took you to court not to take our young people to Haiti. You took them. Now you are complaining and telling everybody, speaking a lot of English about Haiti. We don't want to hear. I mean, ni mwiba wa kujidunga. We have nothing. We have completely and totally no relationship with Haiti as a country. We gain nothing. We benefit in no way from having a relationship with Haiti. Taking our troops there was counterproductive. It was useless. So he spent a substantial amount of his time speaking about a country that we should never have been there. Number two, he spent a substantial amount of time discussing why Kenya should join the UN Security Council. Now, the UN Security Council has got 5 permanent members. We have Russia, we have UK, we have France, we have China, and we have USA. One thing in common, they all have atomic weapons.
They are superpowers.
They are superpowers. Sisi tunaingia hapo, a country that cannot manufacture its own bicycle 60 years after independence wants to go to sit at the UN Security Council. I think the UN needs to create a UN Common Sense Council where they put all African presidents to go and discuss common sense issues. Like when you become richer than your own country, when you steal too much and stash money in other countries abroad, and then you want to come, because for us, the reason those people formed the UN Security Council, you need to understand, the US is under threat of a bomb can come from Iran. A bomb can come from Russia, for example. Those people are thinking about us. Sisi, the only bomb that can come to us is that we shall be hungry tomorrow. We shall have an epidemic tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what Kenya should be fighting for is to join the Socio-Economic Council, because our problems are education, our problems are food security, our problems are different from what the problems of those people in the UN Security Council are having. So President William Ruto said a lot of things that were not useful for Kenya as a country. Sa ile epidemic tuko nayo ni ya SHA. SHA is a big epidemic happening in this country. So the UN Security Council is also about the safety of peoples. Now, are you aware that in the last 3 years, Kenya has lost more people to its own government than to Al-Shabaab? If we were to count the number of people who've died in Kenya because of Al-Shabaab attacks, which is a terrorist outfit, and the number of young people who have died because of Kenya government, those who have died at the hands of government are more than those that Al-Shabaab has killed in this country. So our government is a bigger terrorist outfit than Al-Shabaab. And therefore, the conversations we should be having about is how do we make sure that successful governments do not become more atrocious than outlawed regiments like Al-Shabaab.
Yeah. PLO spoke the other day and said that when it comes to African leaders, Kenya included, we give very, very eloquent speeches before heads of state from other parts of the world. But when it comes to actually running our very own economies, we actually lead from the back.
We are starved of these standing ovations that we so much want,
And crave.
from justifying ourselves before foreigners, you know. That if a Mzungu claps for you and they are on their feet, you feel like you have achieved. But in the true sense, and this I want to agree with Fanyamambo, that we have more pressing issues that we ought to front whenever we get an international platform, for instance, like this one of Unga, than what we saw our president treat as to while there. You know, you are in the streets and you are being interviewed by an international media, and they are talking to you about you being the worst president. They themselves know that those are the things you're supposed to be addressing while there.
Yeah.
They're asking questions to do with abductions, police brutalities, and all manner of things that affect Kenyans. But as a leader, you do not remember that those are the things that matter to Kenyans until you're reminded by those that are watching you from abroad. So it is true. We waste a lot of our opportunities to put out there what we really need at home by Googling and asking AI to do very beautiful speeches for such platforms.
Yeah.
And then we lose everything.
You remember the policemen who died while there, and the families were asking questions that remain unanswered until when the president was there, and then something just all of a sudden happens and his body was brought back, and then it was concluded that it was an accident or something of that sort.
No, actually, the body of the police, Kabiru, the police, the body has not been found. It's still missing. But now the president confirmed that he died.
He's dead, yeah.
And the way the government has handled the whole of the Haiti, unajua kwa lugha inaitwa Haiti. The way it has handled the Haiti mission, it just leaves too much to be
desired.
You know, because you cannot tell me that my son died while serving the country, and you're not telling me. I hear about it in the media for the first time. And then CS Murkomen stands and says it is because of lapse of time difference. You know, this is a person that died 6 months ago. You know, where is the empathy? Where is, you know, just try to be empathetic to that family and say you are serving, your son was serving. I know when he went to serve, you know, there are always those options. You unaweza kuja kwa jeneza ama ukuje back alive. But just try to empathize with that family and show them some you know, respect. Tell them before the president speaks, and this is what we know. And, you know, the president spoke like today. Tomorrow, the AG was in court saying, we still don't have information that your son died, because the family had to go to court to seek information. And it just shows you how casual we take some of these things. And then we go there and lament how the mission is not being funded well, and you asking yourself, why did we ever get ourselves into Haiti? Why? Because we are miles and miles of kilometers away from Haiti. But Igunza, before we just close, let's just speak about the voter registration.
Yeah.
It's finally here.
Yeah, 1 minute. We have 3 minutes to go.
Yes, it is finally here.
Yeah.
And the Gen Zs have been crying, you know, they need change. They need, you know, to do away with some of these politicians. I want to challenge them. This is your chance.
Yeah.
This is your opportunity. Please grab it. We started yesterday. Some stations didn't even register one person.
Yeah.
And so I hope that Kenyans are going to use this opportunity and register massively, so that they are going to have an impact on the next general elections?
There's two things. First, the IEBC is targeting to register 6 million young people, so we are requesting them, please turn out, register yourself to vote. But number two, there are people who live in Nairobi and they like to go and vote in Bungoma or in Quisero or in Moranga or in Nyeri. Ask yourself, really, one of the reasons why people sometimes don't vote is because kuna kalaziness kanaingianga kakutravel kwenda kuvote.
And a logistical issue.
So I would like to say that your vote is where you work. Just change your vote to where you work, where you are most commonly found. That is where your vote should be, so that hii maneno ya kusema si kuvote because singeza kutravel kwenda Mpeketoni, you don't have to vote in Mpeketoni. That is home. Let those who are Mpeketoni vote in Mpeketoni.
Amazing.
If you are here in Nairobi, vote in Nairobi. But finally, there's something Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta said that is at the heart of this nation, because sometimes he says things that touch all of us. He spoke about Linda Mama. And I want to say categorically on this show that Linda Mama is not a political issue. Linda Mama is a life and death issue. Every other woman you see walking in this country is a potential candidate for death, literally for death when giving birth. So we need to be very careful about how we handle Linda Mama. And let us remove all politics from it, and let us say that maternal mortality is a reality. Many women die when giving birth, and many children are lost at the point of birth. Let us forget whether we are in UDA or you are in Jubilee or we are in DCP or whatever we are, and say that Linda Mama must work, because we can't afford to continue losing the lives of our women and our children and taking it casually and saying ni serikali hii ama ni serikali ile.